The first time I saw it, it wasn't on her phone. It was on mine. Tuesday, 6:11 a.m. I'm half awake in my work hoodie, standing in my kitchen in Columbus, Ohio, waiting for my coffee to do something other than stare at me. I thumb open Instagram like I always do, and there she is. Kayla, my fiancée, my future wife, the woman who made me believe in forever again. Big white text on a black background. Thousands of likes already climbing like a thermometer. Dating a broke man is self-harm. And under it her caption, normalize choosing peace. I didn't even feel angry first. I felt stupid. Like the kind of stupid that makes your stomach go cold because you realize you've been paying for a story where you're the punchline. My coffee maker beeped like it was proud of itself. The sink had a spoon soaking in yesterday's oatmeal crust. Everything looked normal, but my brain was flipping through the last 6 months like it was trying to find the exact moment I missed the trap door. Because this wasn't some random influencer saying something edgy. This was Kayla, the woman who'd been wearing my old college sweatshirt around the apartment like it belonged to her. The woman who'd cried in my car in February and told me, "I've never felt safe with anyone like I do with you." And now she was calling me broke, publicly, while my name was still on the lease and my card was still in her wallet. I clicked the post and my thumb hovered over the comments, because I'm not proud of how my brain works when it's hurt. The comments were brutal. Girl, yes, never build a man. Send him back to his mama. If he can't provide, he can't lead. And then I saw one that made my throat tighten. Wait, is this about your fiancé, the hoodie guy? She'd posted me before. Not my face, never my face, but my hands on the steering wheel, my boots by the door, my hoodie sleeves rolled up while I grilled in the backyard. Little soft launch breadcrumbs so people could speculate and fill in the blanks. And the blank they were filling in now was that I was some broke little project she was stuck with. My finger shook as I hit her profile. Her latest story was a boomerang of 2 iced coffees clinking together, like a celebration. And in the corner of the frame, just barely visible, was my debit card, the one with the chip scratched on the side, the one I'd been meaning to replace. She had filmed my card like it was a cute accessory. The detonator went off so quietly I almost missed it. It wasn't the post. It was the realization that she didn't even think she had to hide it. I sat down at the kitchen table and opened my bank app with the kind of calm that happens right before you do something irreversible. Checking account, 412.18. Savings, 1,960.44. Credit card balance, $3,187.91. And then I saw the latest charge that hadn't been there last night. Mirror Lounge plus kitchen, $186.23. Mirror Lounge. Downtown. The kind of place where the menu doesn't list prices because they expect you to be too embarrassed to ask. I stared at it, blinked, and refreshed. Another charge popped up. Uber trip, $47.80. Then another. Posh nail bar, $92. All posted within the last 12 hours. I wasn't broke. I was being drained. And I was being mocked while it happened. I didn't call her, I didn't text her, I didn't do the thing where you come in hot and give the other person a chance to twist you into the villain. I went to work like normal. Because sometimes your pride wants a fight, but your survival wants proof. I work IT support for a logistics company on the outskirts of the city. Nothing glamorous. Fluorescent lights, rolling chairs, printers that always jam at the worst time. But it's steady. It's how I pay rent and keep my head above water. Kayla and I moved in together 8 months ago. She worked marketing, which was her way of saying she did social media and would probably start a brand. She had a ring light, a closet full of outfits with tags still on them, and a calendar filled with content days that somehow always landed on days I was working overtime. In the beginning it felt cute, ambitious, like we were building something, but slowly my life became the part that funded her life. It started with little things. Can you grab Starbucks? I'm running late. I'll Venmo you. I forgot my wallet, babe, can you spot me? I'll pay you back when my client pays. The Venmos never came. The client never appeared. But I kept telling myself it was temporary. Relationships are give and take, right? We're a team, right? Then she got that engagement ring in April. I didn't go crazy. I'm not some high roller. But I did it right. I saved. I skipped lunches. I sold a gaming laptop I loved. I bought a simple ring, 1 carat, clean setting, nothing flashy but real. She cried. She posted the ring with her hands over her mouth and the caption, "I said yes." For 3 days after that, she called me my man and my future husband like she was proud to say it. Then slowly, the tone shifted. She started watching these TikToks out loud, right next to me on the couch, like a test. Guys handing over black cards. Guys surprising girlfriends with trips to Tulum. Guys paying for brunch like it was breathing. She'd look at me after each one with this little smile, like she was teasing. "At least you're cute," she'd say. The first time she used the word broke near me, she laughed immediately after, like laughter could turn it into a joke. "Don't worry," she said, poking my shoulder. "I'm not marrying you for money." Back then, I took it as affection. Now, sitting in my cubicle staring at her post on my phone, I realized she wasn't reassuring me. She was warning me. Around 11:20 a.m., my coworker Devin leaned over the divider and asked, "Yo, you good? You've been staring at your screen like your email just told you you got fired." I swallowed. "Yeah, just stuff." He nodded like he understood. But Devin is the type who senses drama like a dog senses thunder. He didn't move away. He leaned in. "You and Kayla okay?" My heart skipped. "Why?" Devin shrugged. "My girl follows her. She's kinda big on reels." I felt my face heat up. "She posted something?" Devin's eyebrows raised in a way that made my stomach sink even more. "Oh, you haven't seen it." So it was already spreading. I stood up. "I gotta make a call." I walked out to the parking lot, and it was cold in that late spring way that feels like it's messing with you. I dialed my bank, canceled my debit card, froze my credit card, changed my online banking password right there on the hood of my car with my hands shaking. Then I called Kayla. She didn't pick up. I called again, straight to voicemail. So I did the one thing I knew would get her attention. I texted, "We need to talk. Today, about my card." 3 dots appeared immediately, then disappeared, then appeared again. Finally, "What are you talking about?" I stared at her message like it was trying to gaslight me through pixels. I typed back, "Mirror Lounge, Uber, nails, this morning." Her reply came fast. "OMG, babe, I was gonna tell you. I had to meet with someone for a brand deal and I forgot my wallet." "Forgot your wallet." "It's always the wallet." I wrote, "Take a screenshot of your wallet." No reply. I wrote, "Also delete the post." She finally called me. Her voice came through bright, like she was trying to sound cute and casual, like we were discussing groceries. "Hi, baby." I didn't mirror her tone. "Kayla, why did you post that?" "What?" she said like she couldn't possibly know. "What post?" "The one calling me broke." A pause. Not shock, not confusion, just a pause. Then she laughed lightly. "Oh my God, that's not about you." "Then why are people commenting about your fiancé?" "People comment anything," she said. "It's engagement. You don't understand how the algorithm works." I felt my jaw tighten. "So it's bait." "It's content," she corrected. Like that made it better. I looked out at my car, the sunlight reflecting off the windshield, and I tried to keep my voice steady. "You used my card last night." "I told you I forgot my wallet." "You didn't forget your phone," I said. "You didn't forget to film my card in your story." Her tone shifted a degree, like the mask slipped just enough to show irritation. "Are you really doing this right now?" "Yes," I said. "I'm really doing this right now." She sighed dramatically. "Okay, fine. I used your card. I was with Jenna and Mia, and it was embarrassing. Do you want me to get laughed at?" I blinked. "So you'd rather I get laughed at?" "It's not like that," she snapped. "You're being sensitive." That word again, sensitive, the favorite word of people who want to hurt you and then criticize you for bleeding. I said, "I froze the cards." Silence. Then very softly, "You did what?" "I froze the cards," I repeated. "And I canceled the debit." Her voice went sharp. "Are you serious? I'm literally in the middle of things today. I have appointments." I almost laughed. Not because it was funny, but because it was so revealing. Not, "I'm sorry," not, "I didn't mean to." Just panic because the pipeline got cut. I said, "Come home tonight, we're talking face to face." She scoffed. "And if I don't? Then I'll pack my things," I said. "And I'll call the landlord tomorrow about the lease." She went quiet for a beat, then she turned cold. "You're threatening me." "I'm protecting myself," I said. Then she hung up. At 5:58 p.m., When I pulled into our apartment complex and just sat in my car for a minute, staring at the building like it was a stranger. My hands were on the steering wheel at 10 and 2, like I was about to take a driving test. The apartment was on the 3rd floor. When I opened the door, the smell hit me first. Vanilla candle and that expensive shampoo she loved, the one that cost more than a week of my lunches. Her shoes were kicked off by the couch. A new package sat on the kitchen counter with Express Overnight on it. My stomach twisted, because even with the cards frozen, she had something else going. I walked over, turned the box, and saw the label. It was addressed to Kayla, and under billing, it had my full name, my address, my phone number. My card had been frozen today, but the order was processed yesterday. I opened it. Inside was a designer purse, beige, gold hardware. The kind of purse you see on girls who post soft life videos. There was a receipt in the box. $1,981. My knees went weak. I sat down at the table and just stared at the purse like it was a snake. Then I opened my email on my laptop, because I already knew. There it was. "Thank you for your purchase," I scrolled. The confirmation email wasn't sent to her email, it was sent to mine, because she didn't even bother to change it. She bought a $2,000 purse with my card and sent the confirmation to my email. And then she posted online about dating a broke man. I heard the door open at 6:32 p.m. Kayla walked in like she was entering a scene she'd already planned. Hair done, makeup perfect. Outfit that looked like rich girlfriend cosplay. She had her phone in her hand, screen up, like she was ready to record. She saw me sitting at the table with the purse in front of me. Her face tightened for half a second. Then she smiled, bright. "Oh," she said, "you found it." I didn't stand up, I didn't yell, I just tapped the receipt with my finger. "What is this?" She dropped her keys and walked closer, like she was trying to keep it casual. "It's a work thing." "A work thing," I repeated. "It's for content," she said quickly. "It's an investment. Brands want you to look a certain way. It's like presentation." I stared at her. "You spent $2,000. She rolled her eyes. "It's not like it's cash. It's on a card." I blinked slowly. "My card." She shrugged, and that shrug did something to me. That shrug was the villain. Not the purse, not the post, the shrug. Like my money was just a resource she could tap because she was entitled to the life she wanted, and I was supposed to be proud to fund it. I said, "Delete the post." She laughed once, sharp. "No." I felt my heartbeat in my throat. "Kayla." She stepped around the table, picked up the purse, and held it up like she was showing it to an audience. "Do you know how many saves that post got today? That's reach. That's literally how you grow." "So you're willing to embarrass me for reach?" I said. She tossed her hair. "It's not about you." I looked at her, really looked at her, and I realized how practiced she was at saying that. "It's not about you. That's what you say when you're using someone and you don't want to feel guilty." I stood up slowly. "Open your phone." "What?" she said, defensive already. "Open your phone," I repeated. "Right now." She pulled it closer to her chest. "Why?" "Because I want to see what you told your friends about me," I said. Her eyes narrowed. "That's controlling." I nodded. "And using my card without permission is what?" She opened her mouth, then closed it. Then she switched tactics, like she was flipping through a deck. "You're overreacting," she said. "It's not like you can't afford it." That sentence hit me like a slap, because it was the exact logic of someone who's never had to worry about a bank balance. "It's not about whether I can afford it," I said. "It's about you deciding for me." She scoffed. "You're acting like I robbed you." I held up the receipt. "You did, you just did it with a smile." Her face hardened. "So what, you're gonna leave me because I bought a purse?" I shook my head slowly. "No. I'm gonna leave because you posted that I'm broke while you spend my money like it's your birthright." Her eyes flashed. "It was a metaphor." "A metaphor?" I said. "Tell that to my credit limit." She tried to laugh it off again, but I saw it now, the little tremor behind the confidence, the fear of losing the supply line. "Okay," she said, voice softer, suddenly sweet. "Babe, come on, let's not fight. We're engaged. We're building a life." I stared at her. "What life are we building, Kayla? Because it feels like I'm building your life and you're building an audience." She stiffened. "That's not fair." I walked to the couch. picked up her keys and held them out. "Show me your bank app." Her eyes went wide. "No." There it was. I didn't even need to see it to know. I said, "How much money do you have right now?" She crossed her arms. "That's none of your business." "It's my business when you're spending mine," I said. She lifted her chin. "I told you I'm working." "Where's the money from the work?" I asked. She looked away. I took a breath. My voice stayed calm, but it felt like my chest was burning. "Kayla, you don't have an income, do you?" She snapped. "I have opportunities." "Opportunities don't pay for nails," I said. She stepped closer, eyes sharp. "You're trying to humiliate me." I laughed once, bitter. "You posted a quote calling me broke. You humiliated me." Her jaw clenched. "You're insecure." And that's when I realized how this was going to go forever if I let it. Any boundary I set would be insecurity. Any question I asked would be control. Any consequence I enforced would be abuse. And she'd wrap it all up in pretty words and post it like a lesson. I walked back to the table and opened my laptop. I logged into the credit card account. She watched me, suspicious. "What are you doing?" "I'm disputing the purse," I said. Her face changed instantly. "No, you can't do that." "I can," I said. "It's my card." "You're gonna ruin my credit," she hissed. I looked up. "Your credit? It's not even your card." She lunged around the table like she was going to grab the laptop, and I held up my hand. "Don't," I said low. She froze. And in that frozen moment, I saw who she was when she wasn't performing. Not soft, not sweet, not cute, just desperate. She said, "If you do that, I'm posting about you." I blinked. "You already did." "No," she said, voice shaking now. "Like, for real. I'll tell them what you're like. I'll make you look horrible." I stared at her. "So you're blackmailing me?" She scoffed. "It's not blackmail. It's my truth. My truth. The phrase people use when they want to turn your life into content." I clicked dispute transaction anyway. Her mouth fell open like she couldn't believe I would choose my own dignity over her image. And then she did the most predictable thing in the world. She grabbed her phone and started recording. Like we were in a courtroom and her followers were the jury. "Guys," she said, voice instantly trembling in that perfect practiced way. "I never thought I'd have to talk about this, but..." I held up my hand. "Stop. Don't do that." She pointed the camera at me. "He's financially abusive. He controls everything." My stomach dropped. Not because I believed it. Because I knew how people react to certain words online. I said carefully, "Put the phone down. Right now." "See?" she said to the camera. "He's intimidating me." I took a step back, hands open, and I spoke slowly like I was talking to a cop. "Kayla, I'm going to say this clearly. You used my card without permission. I'm disputing the charge. I'm leaving tonight. Do not contact my workplace. Do not post lies about me." Her eyes narrowed as she kept filming. "You're threatening me." I shook my head. "No, I'm protecting myself." And then I did something I never thought I'd have to do in my own home. I pulled out my phone and hit record too. Not because I wanted revenge, because I realized I was one viral clip away from having my life ruined by a narrative. I said into my phone, "It's 6:47 p.m. Kayla is recording me. I'm stating on video that my card was used without permission for a $1,380 purchase. I'm asking her to stop recording and stop making claims." She stared at me like I'd betrayed her by refusing to be the villain in her story. "Wow," she said, voice dripping. "So now you're gonna expose me." I looked at her and said the truest thing I'd said in months. "I'm done being your bank account." The consequences escalated fast after that, like dominoes that had been set up long before I ever saw the first one. Within an hour, her friend Jenna was texting me. "Why are you doing this to her? She's crying." "Mia, you're embarrassing her." "Some random number. Men like you are dangerous." My phone was buzzing like a hornet's nest, and I was standing in the bedroom stuffing clothes into a duffel bag. Kayla sat on the couch, still filming little clips, still posting, still narrating like she was a documentary. I could hear her voice through the wall. "You don't even realize how men use money to control women." And the wild part was, she sounded like she believed it. Like she'd rehearsed it so many times, she convinced herself it was real. At 8:13 p.m., my sister called me. My sister doesn't call unless something's wrong. "Are you okay?" she asked, voice tight. I swallowed. Why? She sighed. Kayla posted a story. She didn't say your name, but it's obvious. People are messaging me. My stomach dropped. What did she say? She said you cut her off and made her feel unsafe and that you're one of those men who punish women for wanting a soft life. I closed my eyes. Social consequences. That was the price she wanted me to pay for having boundaries. I said, I'm leaving. My sister went quiet. Then she said, do you have proof of the money stuff? Yes, I said. Receipts? Charges? I'm recording everything. Good, she said, because she's about to try to burn you. When I walked out of the bedroom with my duffel bag, Kayla stood up fast. You're seriously leaving? She asked, like she couldn't believe her script wasn't working. Yes, I said. Her voice got smaller, softer. Where are you gonna go? My brother's, I said. She stepped closer. You're throwing away our future over a post. I looked at her. No, I'm saving my future because of what the post revealed. Her eyes flashed. It was just words. I nodded. Words that showed me who you are. She scoffed. Then she went for the knife again. You'll regret this. You're not gonna find someone better. Most girls won't put up with a broke man. I stared at her for a long second, and I felt something strange. Not anger, relief. Because once someone shows you that they measure love in dollars and public approval, there's nothing left to argue about. I said, keep the ring. Her face changed. What? Keep it, I repeated. Sell it, post it, whatever. I don't care. That hit her harder than anything else. Because the ring wasn't about love to her, it was about status. I walked out. In the parking lot, the air felt cleaner than it had in months. I threw my bag into the back seat and sat in the driver's seat with my hands shaking, staring at the steering wheel like it was the only solid thing in my life. My phone buzzed again. A notification. She had posted another quote. This one said, when a man can't provide, he attacks. And I realized she wasn't going to stop. So I did the next thing that felt like swallowing glass. I called my boss. At 9:05 p.m., I stood in my brother's kitchen, explaining to him why I might need to crash on his couch for a while. He listened without interrupting, just staring at me like he was trying to reconcile the Kayla he'd met at family dinners with the Kayla I was describing. You want to see something? I asked. He nodded. I pulled out my phone and showed him the bank charges, the receipt, the email confirmation, the posts. His jaw tightened. She's using you. I know, I said. He nodded slowly. Then you did the right thing. The next morning I went to the bank in person and did everything like I was preparing for a hurricane. New debit card, new account number, credit freeze, password resets, two-factor authentication, dispute paperwork. It was boring, humiliating adult stuff. And yet, with every form I signed, I felt lighter. Because I wasn't fixing a relationship anymore. I was untying a knot. Then came the financial punch I didn't see. The bank teller looked at her screen and said, Sir, there's also a pending transfer from your savings. My stomach dropped. What transfer? She tilted the screen slightly. Zelle, $900, initiated last night. My mouth went dry. Kayla had access. She knew my login. She'd watched me type it in before. She'd probably saved it in her notes like it was hers. I said, Can we stop it? The teller's expression was careful. We can try, but Zelle is fast. If it's already deposited, it may be difficult. I felt heat crawl up my neck. To what number? She read it off. It wasn't hers. It was Jenna's. Of course it was. Because it's never just one person. It's a little system, a little circle, a little team. I walked out of the bank and sat in my car and just stared at the dashboard, breathing like I'd run a mile. That was the point of rupture. Not the post, not the purse. The fact that she was willing to move money in the dark through a friend like she'd done it before. I didn't call her. I called the police non-emergency line and asked what my options were. They told me what I already knew. Document everything, file a report, talk to the bank's fraud department. So I did. By noon I had a case number. By 2 p.m. I had screenshots printed. By 4:30 p.m. I had an appointment with the landlord to talk about the lease. And by 6 p.m., Kayla was posting about financial trauma like she was teaching a class. The social fallout got worse for a week. People I barely knew started watching my stories. Old classmates, mutual friends. Random accounts with no profile picture. One guy DM'd me. Bro, just provide. Another said, she deserves better. I didn't respond, because I realized something. The internet loves a villain. It doesn't love nuance. It doesn't love spreadsheets. It doesn't love quiet truth. But real life does. Real life is where the receipts matter. A week later, Jenna texted me from Kayla's number, which was the first red flag. Hey, can we talk? Kayla's not okay. I stared at the message for a long time before replying, stop using her phone. Then, the Zelle transfer, return it. No reply for an hour. Then, you're being heartless. I typed, I'm being factual. Then I blocked the number. 2 days after that, my bank called. They said the purse dispute was approved pending investigation. They said the Zelle transfer was being reviewed because it was unauthorized from my device history. They said they needed a signed affidavit, so I signed it. And in signing it, I felt something I didn't expect. Peace. Because peace isn't always soft. Sometimes peace is paperwork. Sometimes peace is boundaries. Sometimes peace is you finally treating your own life like it matters. Kayla tried one last time. She showed up at my brother's place on a Saturday at 3:22 p.m., wearing sunglasses like a celebrity, holding the ring box like a prop. She stood on the sidewalk and said, "Can we talk like adults?" I said, "We are talking like adults." She scoffed. "You're hiding." "I'm protecting myself," I said. She held up the ring box. "I'll give it back." I shook my head. "Keep it." Her mouth tightened. "You're doing that to hurt me." "No," I said. "I'm doing it because I don't want anything tying me to you." That sentence landed. I saw it in her posture, like the air went out of her performance. She took off the sunglasses and her eyes were red, but I didn't know if it was real pain or frustration that the narrative wasn't working. "I loved you," she said quietly. I nodded. "I believe you loved what I provided." Her face hardened instantly. "You think you're so righteous." I shrugged. "I think I'm finally awake." She took a step closer. "You're gonna let people think I'm a thief?" I looked her dead in the eye. "I'm gonna let the bank decide what the charges were." She flinched, and then she said the line that confirmed everything. "You're ruining my brand. Not my life, not our relationship. My brand." I exhaled slowly. "Kayla, if your brand requires you to humiliate the person you claim to love and spend his money without asking, then your brand deserves to crash." She stared at me like she'd never been spoken to that way before. Then she turned, got into her car, and drove off. That was the last time I saw her. 2 months later, my name was off the lease. The savings transfer got reversed. The dispute closed in my favor. My credit was locked down tighter than Fort Knox. I moved into a smaller place with mismatched furniture and a quiet that felt like medicine. And on a random Wednesday at 9:17 p.m., I was sitting on my balcony with a cheap beer, watching the sun disappear behind the parking lot, and I realized something simple. I wasn't broke. I was just financing someone else's fantasy. And when I stopped, she called it abuse. That's how you know it was never love. It was access. The strangest part is I'm not even bitter anymore. I'm grateful. Because if she hadn't posted that line, if she hadn't gotten cocky, if she hadn't treated my card like a trophy, I might have married her. I might have signed up for a lifetime of being shamed for not being rich enough while being used like an ATM. Instead, I got clarity. And clarity is expensive, but it's worth it. Because peace isn't the absence of conflict. Peace is the absence of someone who profits from your confusion. If this story made you feel something, subscribe. More stories like this are coming.